At the end of the day, Chip, an ROI analysis and everything we do has to be part of what we do. And
Mhm.
it's not just dollars spent, but it's human resource spend as well. I mentioned these 80 plus people that make up this fantastic Granite Channels team. How are they spending their time? Who are they spending their time with? What's it take to ensure that the return is there?
How are you seeing AI impact your business and the business that your partners are seeing?
Oh, in every facet of a business,
Mhm.
it affects. I mean,
Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Inside Partnering. Chip Rodgers here, and just fresh off of spending a week at in Las Vegas at reInvent, and so excited to be joined by Charlie Pagliazzo. Charlie is VP of Channels for Granite Telecommunications, and Charlie, welcome.
thanks, Chip. Pleasure to be here. Happy to be following up your Vegas event. You look great after a week in Vegas.
It was those events are a lot of long days and late nights, and so it can get a little crazy. But
It can be drooling. People, oh, you get to travel for business. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
no thanks.
not things cracked up to me sometimes.
Yeah, yeah.
Glad you made it through.
Yes, yeah. Gosh, I'm just really excited to have you join, Charlie. You've been with Granite Telecommunications for a little over 20 years, 20 plus years, and leading channels and channel chief there, and contributed to the tremendous growth that Granite had. I think you guys are currently around to about $2 billion, close to $2 billion in revenue. Is that about right?
As a company, yeah. As a company, we're close to 2 billion in revenues, servicing multi-location enterprise and government across the U.S. and Canada.
That's tremendous. Charlie, maybe let's start with just share a little bit about your role at Granite and what you and your team are up to these days.
Sure, thanks. I can't be more proud of the team here at Granite Channels. Granite Telecommunications as a company is really all about growth. And back 23 plus years ago, when our owner CEO Rob Hale asked me to start a channel for the company, the channel was me. And over time, added a few. And today our team is over 80 people strong. We support over 800 active selling partners with several thousand in our database that we talk to. And our goal is to continue to grow the business, ensure that our partners can deliver solutions to their prospects and clients, help them meet their goals. So we're very fortunate to have what I consider to be a really strong stable of partners. And it really speaks to the power of partnerships. I think that people out there, especially today with technology just exploding in the data networking, telecom space, AI, and all of that, to really deliver a solution, collaboration is so important. And I think that's where Granite Channels really can step up. I think that's where we step up every day to make sure our partners have access to what they need.
That's amazing. So you have a team of 80. That's really significant, but facing off with sort of 800 very active partners, I think that's makes a lot of sense. And they've got a lot of work to do every day.
That's for sure. That's for sure. Again, if it is all about we as a company being all about growth, how do we ensure that we're having the conversations to help partners understand what's available to them, what they can leverage, what experiences we've been having, perhaps in certain industries or dealing with certain type of buying groups, et cetera. There's always reasons for discussion. And as technology, as I mentioned, technology continues to bring so many different solutions to the table in our space. As a company, we as well are trying to create some things that are new to the industry that make a difference. And it just allows us to have conversations, hopefully, that people recognize, hey, there are many things out there that are going to allow me to meet my company's goals or my goals as a partner. If they're satisfied with what we're bringing to the table, then I guess my team's doing its job.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's all about the customer, right? It's making sure that the customer that you, Granite, and partners understand the value that can be provided and the challenges that customers are having, and trying to meet those challenges.
Sure. And I'd say that a big part of our philosophy is we look at our partners as our customers here in Granite Channels. Granite Telecom is going to take great care of our end users, our partners' end users. But I think what really has made a dramatic difference in how we've been able to succeed and grow to where we're at is making sure that our partners recognize that they come first to us, because without their success, we don't have any success.
That's interesting. And in a way, I guess they partners are customers because you're trying to address their needs as they're addressing their customers' needs as well. How does that sort of influence your partnering philosophy and the day-to-day for the 80 folks on your team?
Sure. When you look at in our space, the telecom data networking space and the partner structure out there, we've got technology solutions distributors, TSDs, they're selling advisors, they're selling partners, other organizations, distributors, resellers. Each and every one of them have a slightly different role in how they go about going to market and understanding how each of them, what's important to each of them and what they're trying to accomplish, making sure we're studying that, asking the questions, what's important to them, and customizing our structure to meet their needs. We look for partners who really have a true understanding of what they're trying to accomplish. I think it allows both of us to both Granite channels and the partner to be on the same page. And if there's a particular industry or technology that they feel they want to pursue, we need to make sure we've got the experience and the expertise to support them in that. We are very open to the type of partner that we work with. I have single individual partners that have been with us for over 20 years. And then I have groups that have hundreds of employees that leverage Granite solutions. So across the board, I think it's important to understand their structure, what they're trying to accomplish, how they get things done, and provide them a platform that they can leverage to meet whatever it is that they're trying to accomplish.
It's interesting. Yeah, as you described that landscape of partners, I'm curious, Charlie, how you think about as you're maybe either you're reaching out or trying to bring in new partners, or new partners come or potential partners come in your direction and say, hey, let's work together. Is there a certain set of criteria? Are you looking for certain partners that have expertise within, as you mentioned, within a specific industry or solution area or geography? How do you think about that portfolio of partners?
Yeah, to us, I think it's where we find the most success. How we look at it is partners who understand that being a consultant, that sales is a profession, and how do you go about being a professional to meet the needs of your clients? So those the partners that demonstrate that they have clear a clear vision of who they are and what they're trying to accomplish, that's what we're looking for. And then we find that we can really empower those partners with training, helping them understand our tools, doing a level of sales program management, call it co-marketing if you want. Those are the things that we find that when the partners that recognize the strength of those things, we match up well. So our team, whether they're responsible for finding partners or working on end user solutions with those partners, or doing follow-up support, whether it's understanding how the quoting process, how do you use our platform, even down to something as simple, or I don't want to diminish it by calling it simple, because it's extraordinarily important, because most of us are in this to drive revenues and make money. So something as simple as, hey, how's the pricing and commissioning structure going to work in this particular situation? All those different things have to be taken care of. And if you're communicating all of that clearly to your partners, it brings them back. I think that builds a level of trust. And those are the people we want to work with. And hopefully we become the type of people they want to work with.
And I like how you framed that sort of within the life cycle of everything from building together, co-build to co-market, co-selling, and then distribution and follow-up service. Maybe we could talk a little bit about each of those areas. At the front end, on the co-build, share a little bit about how Granite is working with partners on building solutions for customers. What is that process like?
Sure. When you look at the different technologies out there and the things that are available, just the industry itself, whether it's, as you see the convergence of IT and telecom, and you're looking at UCaaS, CCaaS, cloud solutions, SD-WAN, all of those things coming together, it's really important that we're having the conversations of, hey, what are you trying to solve for your end users? And are you understanding all the different solutions that are available? And then now, as we also start layering in AI and the impact that's having for people taking it off-prem and you're going into the cloud or you're doing it at the edge, the need for something as simple as higher bandwidth with lower latency, just there are just so many things now that end users and particularly the IT staffs at end users are looking for. So when we're starting out with a partner, it's really making sure they understand all the different things that are out there. Many of them certainly do. And those are the ones that challenge us. Okay, we're looking at how AI is impacting these solutions. What can you bring to us to help the end user recognize all the benefits of taking advantage of these, really all these different things that are coming out of the technology world? I think that for us, making sure that partners see that things like real-time analytics, edge computing are going to be part of every single business's future. Can you run your business without a hardy network and the ability to protect it? And cybersecurity comes into play there. That's not a Granite expertise, but we partner with those people as well. So again, the whole ecosystem requires partnership, and we look to make sure that we're being very clear all the different things that are available to our partners to take out to the marketplace and provide solutions for their clients and prospects.
Do you, with a lot of partners just in the weeds with customers, they're hearing about their requirements and challenges every day. Do you have a process where you're bringing that feedback back into the product teams to say, hey, we're seeing this pattern of a need in the networking space, and how can we help address this more broadly?
Sure. I think a great example of how we bring that to the table. As a company, Granite first started out, we had a very simple model. It was a customer service platform that allowed clients to aggregate all of their TDM copper billing invoices across the country. You had disparate providers all across the country. If you're on the West Coast, you were dealing with Pac Bell. If you're on the East Coast, you were dealing with what's now, at the time, it was New York Telephone. You had so many different companies based on the way it was all structured. If you're a multi-location client, you have 200 locations, you may be dealing with 30, 40, 50 different telecom providers. So our solution was very simple. Put all that copper on a single billing platform. We were a wholesaler for each of those companies. Work with us, one point of contact. It was a terrific model that allowed our company to grow. But as most people are aware now, copper is being retired. So to your question, Chip, POTS replacement is a huge part of what's going forward. And there are multiple POTS replacement solutions. And we, of course, had to have one. Matter of fact, we have a patented solution that we feel puts us in a great spot when providing clients options. But I bring it up only because being able to advise that, hey, networks are changing. You need to take a look at different solutions, and developing a solution on our own to put out there just shows that if you don't, there's a need to make sure partners are seeing what's available to them. So for us, that simple example, I think we make a difference by recognizing a transition in the industry, what's happening with technology, and providing new solutions, in our case, a patented solution that'll make a difference for them.
It's interesting. I think collaboration and UCAS, you talked about UCAS, there are so many new capabilities and so many demands on the network. Even for us here, we're using some kind of technology that needs to bring video and audio together in something that's very smooth and a good experience. So there's some pretty high demands, and more and more of that every day.
Yeah, it's a fact. And all of these, I will tell you that all of these things are really driving excitement. There's so many different ways to skin this cat, and there are multiple platforms that you and I could be utilizing right now. I am glad that we're having a nice, clear solution on the Granite network here. That makes me happy. It really is. It's whether it is, you mentioned UCAS and CCAS, some of the other solutions out there, and then you look at how important fiber will become as AI drives the need for more solutions, and the impact of 5G in the wireless space. All things that can take up considerable time to discuss with an end user, but all things that can be put together to ensure that they understand where their solutions can come from, what we can do to get them what they need. And putting that information in a partner's hands allow them to really achieve, hopefully allow them to continue to achieve where they're trying to go.
Yeah. Terrific. Charlie, I'm curious about how you manage and track with so many partners, a large partner ecosystem, and a lot of different kinds of partners. You have MSPs and agents, as you mentioned, distributors, VARs. How do you think about how they should be performing for you, and how do you measure that? And you have some criteria, other than revenue, of course,
Sure.
clearly,
I mean, at the end of the day, Chip, an ROI analysis and everything we do has to be part of what we do. And it's not just dollars spent, but it's human resource spend as well. I mentioned these 80 plus people that make up this fantastic Granite Channels team. How are they spending their time? Who are they spending their time with? What's it take to ensure that the return is there? And I don't want to speak for every provider, but I'm sure the other providers out there of different technology solutions, people in the industry Granite works in, I'm sure they all look at it the same way, that we have to ensure that what we're putting into it is getting a return. So for us, we've got a fairly stable structure, a regional coverage structure where we have people responsible for the partner relationship. Then we have people responsible for the solutions that those partners may need. And then we do some customizing as well. We may drill down and have some people who specialize in understanding and working with the VAR, the value-added reseller community, for example. We have partners who are very much data mobility only. So we have some expertise there. So we try to ensure that we've got people in areas that can make a difference with whether it's a general outlook or really drill down to provide specific expertise. But that specific expertise needs to be met with a response and results. If we're doing our job, those results usually come. And again, I think some of the other people in my industry, other providers may say the same thing, that when you put the effort into customizing, training, and marketing of these solutions, having our partners embrace that, work with you, and put in the same type of effort to get the end result, is what it's all about. So I think it's just very important to ensure that you're paying attention to what your partners are asking for, but at the same time, if you're providing that, what's coming back for them, so that it's a win-win situation and ultimately leading to an end user purchase.
How is, going back to the life cycle of customer engagement and working with partners, to what extent do you have, if you have service providers that are managing the networks more on the back end, how are you working with them? Do you have any kind of feedback to say, hey, this is a really good customer, things are going well, but they have this new need and we want to feed that back in, and they may need some new technology or new capabilities?
Sure. I think it's twofold. I think we try very hard to ensure that we're providing Granite solutions, Granite created solutions to meet those needs. But at the same time, we're very fortunate that we leverage significant infrastructure of underlying providers who all have their expertise, whether that expertise is mobility or network or security. Each of those things come into play. So I think it's just important to understand what it is that the partners with the client, the ultimate end user, is really looking for, so that we can leverage that. From our space as an aggregator, we're a company that aggregates multiple solutions and uses multiple providers along with our proprietary network and our proprietary solutions. You put all that together, our volume assists us. I think there's just a reality that volume does make a difference in what you can accomplish. So in our space, we're fortunate enough to have created a critical mass that makes us, as an end user customer to some of the underlying providers we utilize, we're very important to them, for them to meet their goals. We get mentioned in some of those large provider corporations' annual statements because of the significance of our spend with them. And when you put that together, along with, like I said, the sort of the proprietary things we've put together and that we can bring to the table, that's really important. And I see other people in our industry looking to do the same thing, having core strengths, leveraging the critical mass they built in those core strengths and bringing that out to the partner community.
That's great. That's terrific. Charlie, talk a little bit about, because there's been a lot of change in the industry, acquisitions, mergers. How has that affected your business and specifically with partners?
Sure. I think what we've seen in time, I mentioned that I have some partners that came aboard when I was just me here in Granite Channels. They came aboard and they've been with us for quite some time. They've grown their businesses, achieved great success, and you're seeing M&A as well as a significant influx of VC and private equity money coming into the channel, into the partner community. And if I've been working with a partner who's built something special, another company or an investment company sees real value in that and they're able to take advantage of it, good for them. VCs are bullish because they see in our industry, they see a recurring revenue model. They see the adoption of UCaaS and software as a service and all the digital transformation that's going on. They're looking at the opportunity to get real return there. So I'm seeing some partners take advantage of that. So we're seeing a different model where companies who are funded with VC money are actually going out and acquiring partners and creating almost an Uber partnership structure. It increases competition. The partners need to differentiate themselves if they're going to continue to act independently. The ones that don't want to give up control of their business aren't looking to, I don't want to say cash out, but to take advantage of that opportunity. They can still grow. So you're seeing all sorts of different dynamics. The money flowing in certainly means more innovation, Chip. That's one of the things that's really, I think, huge. You're seeing, again, just like Granite as a company, as we grow and we have the ability to do more things by leveraging our critical mass, bringing capital allows for growth. I think the big thing that really I'm looking at, which I don't want to see happen, is as the capital comes in, we can't forget that the reason that we've been able to grow the business is by taking care of the customer and putting the customer first. And if we're taking our eye off the ball of, are we delivering what end users need and spending more time on what's my valuation? That's something that I'm seeing some partners struggle with a little bit because, again, Chip, I don't know, but if somebody came in and offered you a significant 8-9 figure number for inside partnering, I'm thinking you might be distracted from what you do every day. So hopefully with a little bit of luck, the M&A activity, the VC money coming in will continue to push growth versus perhaps get away from some of the things that made the industry what it is.
Yeah, that's an interesting dynamic happening. And one would think, you'd want to think that revenue and recurring revenue should be an indicator of valuation, right?
You'd think. You'd think, right? You'd think. So
yeah.
I don't want to take credit because we're in the technology business, but if you pop into AI, what's going on in VC, one of the things that popped out was it's really reshaping the partner landscape. And I think that's important to pay attention to for Granite Channels and anyone else in the industry. If the landscape is changing, are we prepared to meet the needs of this changing landscape? I mentioned that it's accelerating technology, innovation. As a company that prides itself in treating our partners as our customer, we need to make sure that we're staying on top of everything that's going on in this really rapidly changing landscape.
Yeah.
So find new revenue streams. What are the services that are going to make a difference? How can we make sure partners are recognizing collaboration and cross-selling makes a huge difference in this new age of technology in the telecom and networking space?
Yeah. You touch on, how are you seeing AI impact your business and the business that your partners are seeing?
Oh, in every facet of a business, you're seeing effects. I mean, something very simple and important to Granite is that the need for throughput, the need for more bandwidth is putting a lot of pressure on end users to ensure that they're building a network that can expand, has the ability to meet their needs, and of course, make sure it's secure. So there's just a lot going on. There's just a lot going on there. Something just as simple as that. Selfishly, It's good for a company like mine because we sell through our partners that bandwidth. When you look at other areas, the change in analytics and the real-time response, our end users have customers, right? Our end users, the people who are paying our invoices, well, they're providing services to their customers, and their customers, whether it's something as simple as you're walking into an establishment today, you expect Wi-Fi. Is your establishment, whether it's a restaurant or a warehouse retailer, do you have enough endpoints? Do you have enough throughput? Can you meet their needs? Are you capturing what they're looking at? Are you putting out in front of them? Are you putting out in front of them online advertisement that's immediately going to pop up on their device? There's just so many things going on, and all of it is AI and bandwidth driven. So it is remarkable what we're seeing out there. But what does it mean for both companies like Granite Channels, and our partners? It means a myriad of opportunities to have conversations with end users of what they're trying to accomplish, where are they trying to go, and sharing with them what they can do to meet their company's needs from a network and a technology standpoint.
Like you said at the start, it's all about meeting customer needs. And that's exactly what you're talking about. Delivering the needs are changing so quickly and so dramatically that Granite, of course, needs to be, but your partners also need to be on top of it. And as you say, it's an opportunity for them to provide those capabilities for end customers.
Exactly. If you want to come on the road with me and explain that to my partners anytime, Chip, you're more than welcome. But I mentioned earlier, we were chatting, our partners' success is Granite Channel's success. Unless we're ensuring that they have access to what they need to meet their goals, to deliver solutions, we're not going to be successful. And Granite, as I mentioned, is all about growth. We're all about providing more and more solutions to our end user customers. We treat our partners as our customer. We got to provide them as much as we can from a training, technology solution standpoint, and helping them get where they're trying to go.
Well, Charlie, thank you so much for taking some time with us, and congrats on all the success. And your Granite just continues to grow, $2 billion and growing. And it's just, what a great story.
I appreciate it. Yeah, we're really excited about the future. As a privately held company, we're not beholden to anyone but our customers and ourselves. What do they need? How can we get it for them? We're looking to continue to hopefully bring the success we've had in the past forward, and with our partners, bring the company to places we've never been before.
Fantastic. Charlie, thank you for sharing your time and your insights into an incredible growth channel.
Thanks for the time. I really appreciate the opportunity to chat with you, and I look forward to seeing you out there in the industry going forward. Your podcasts are unbelievably enlightening. The different people that you've had on there. So to be part of it, I really appreciate it, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. And thank you all for joining another episode of Inside Partnering. And remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you all next time. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Charlie.
Take care.